Outside of one of Baghdad's brothels, the men line up. Once through the door, they can pick any woman they want. It's the women and girls on the inside who have no options, making as little as $5 a client and living in constant fear.
In every house you find 4 to 5 rooms, and women there are exploited like nothing you can imagine.
Yanar Mohammed's organization is on the front line in the fight for women's rights here, providing resources and a way out for women forced into a life of prostitution.
We keep on supporting them, we keep the doors open for them, and we try to tell them what's best for them. But in the end, she will have to decide.
Mohammed says many Iraqi women enter this life because they have no support systems, no way to make a living.
They're either widows of the war or orphans of the war, and the female orphans have no chance. They most probably fall victims for this industry.
Widad, which is not her real name, is one of those widows of the war. She's asked us to conceal her identity. Sectarian violence claimed the life of her husband 3 years ago. She says she tried getting a job to support her 3 young daughters, but men didn't want her for her skills, only her body.
It was extremely difficult to make the decision to do this, because nobody goes into this wanting to do it. My situation forced me into it because I couldn't find a job, and the government didn't have a job for me. I won't be doing this forever. It's impossible. My girls are still young, but when they get older, I can't.
Prostitution is illegal in Iraq. Widad lives in constant fear of being found out, not just because of the punishment she would face from authorities, but even more because of the shame she would face from her family. Mohammed says a typical sentence for women convicted of prostitution is 3 to 4 months in jail. Their customers are rarely, if ever, arrested. When the women get out of prison, they generally have nothing to look forward to.
On the day when she is released, she finds her pimps, the people who exploit her, waiting for her at the door. In many of the cases, this is what happens. In other cases, she simply has nowhere else to go.
Widad and activists want the government to help.
It doesn't solve any problems and doesn't provide any jobs. People who don't have degrees can't get work. The only way to get anything done is with money.
So far, Widad's been able to keep her work a secret, but her daughters are starting to get curious. Sometimes they ask where she's going.
I'll say I'm going to the doctor or I'm going to the salon, that I have an errand to run. But sometimes when they know I'm going out and they ask me to get them something specific, like food, it's really hard for me to tell them that I'm going to get it because I don't have the money. It's just really hard.
Mohammed estimates there are thousands of women like Widad working in the sex trade, most too afraid or ashamed to come forward and ask for help.
She is looked at as an outcast in the society and nobody to be respected, nobody to support her.
And the men, they'll continue to wait their turn, fearing no violence, prosecution, or shame. Mohammed Jamjoom, CNN, Baghdad.